It sounds harmless, almost comforting, but every time they say it, a small part of you doubts yourself a little more. You catch them in a lie, or something doesn't add up. Your intuition whispers, "Something's wrong," and they respond with the phrase, "Every manipulator loves." You're imagining things. Simple, disarming. And just like that, the truth starts slipping away. This phrase isn't random, it's calculated. It's not meant to convince you, it's meant to exhaust you. Because once they make you question your perception, they don't need to hide the lie anymore. You'll hide it from yourself. They use calm tones, soft words, and a steady gaze. It is not anger that breaks you. It is their composure while you falling apart. In this video, you'll understand why that phrase is so powerful, how it hijacks your brain's logic, and how to stop believing the lies you can feel but can't explain. Because you're imagining things is not a statement. It's a weapon. And once you recognize it, it stops working forever. Think about it. Think. You notice a strange message on their phone, a sudden shift in their tone, or a small inconsistency in their story. Your gut tightens. Something doesn't feel right. You ask, gently, "What's going on?" And they smile, not defensively, confidently. You're imagining things. It's such a quiet phrase that you almost feel embarrassed for asking. They act so calm that your own clarity starts to feel dramatic. You replay the situation in your head, looking for proof, but doubt grows faster than evidence. Maybe it's a partner who hides conversations. Maybe it's a friend who shifts blame. Maybe it's a boss who changes the story and swears you misheard. Different faces, same phrase, because it works. They plant the seed of self-doubt, water it with confidence, and wait for your own empathy to do the rest. You don't stop believing them because they're convincing. You stop believing yourself because you're kind. And that's the real danger. They don't need to erase the truth. They just need to make it blurry enough for you to question it. But how does that phrase get inside your head so deeply? Why does it work on intelligent, self-aware people? That's what you'll see next. Let's dissect what really happens inside your mind when they say, "You're imagining things." It's not the words that hurt. It's the shift of authority. In that moment, they position themselves as the calm observer, and you become the unstable witness. Your brain, wired for social balance, instinctively defers to composure. It assumes they're calm, so they must be right. That's step one, emotional misdirection. They weaponize calmness to make your truth look chaotic. You start doubting your tone before you doubt their actions. Then comes step two, cognitive overload. They drown you in contradictions. "I never said that." You're always reading too much into things. Why do you make problems out of nothing? Each denial forces your mind to reanalyze reality, burning mental energy. And confusion feels safer than confrontation. So you begin to retreat into silence, thinking it's maturity when it's actually surrender. Finally, step three, emotional reversal. They flip guilt onto you. "I can't talk to you when you're like this." Now your instincts, the same ones protecting you, are framed as the problem. Your natural awareness becomes a flaw they can exploit. It's psychological judo. They don't overpower you, they redirect your empathy. Because people like you, intuitive, caring, emotionally intelligent, are their favorite targets. You feel deeply, and they twist that depth into doubt. But here's the truth. The moment you start wondering if you're imagining things, you've already seen something real. That feeling isn't delusion, it's data. And once you trust that again, their illusion collapses. Here's what they never want you to realize. They don't use the phrase "you're imagining things" to win an argument. They use it to rewrite your reality. Because once you start doubting what you see, they can replace it with whatever story they want. And the more confident they sound, the more believable the lie becomes. It's not about truth, it's about control. They're not trying to convince your mind, They're trying to exhaust it. When you're emotionally drained, you'll accept peace over clarity. That's the moment they win. But listen closely. Calm doesn't mean honest. Confidence doesn't mean truth. Sometimes the liar is the one who breathes evenly while the honest person shakes. You're not crazy for noticing patterns that others ignore. You're not paranoid for connecting dots that don't align. You're perceptive, and they fear that because deep down, they know you're right. That's why they rush to destroy your certainty before it grows. They'll call you dramatic, delusional, unstable, anything to bury your intuition. But that voice in your head, the one that whispers, "This doesn't feel right," that's not imagination. That's intuition, and it's the only part of you they can't control unless you let them. Once you see that their calm is just a mask and their denial is a defense, their entire plan collapses, because their power doesn't come from lies, it comes from your willingness to doubt the truth you already sensed. And now, you don't doubt it anymore. Now that you know how the phrase works, here's how you stop it from working ever again. 1. Stop debating your perception. When someone says you're imagining things, don't defend yourself, don't explain, don't justify, because the moment you start proving what you saw, they've already won. You're playing on their field, where truth is flexible and exhaustion is the goal. Instead, think it, write it, remember it. You don't need their agreement for something to be real. 2. Learn to hold tension without fixing it. Manipulators thrive on your need for emotional closure. They know you hate the discomfort of not being understood, but that's exactly where your power hides, in the pause. When they say, "You're imagining things," look at them, breathe, and stay silent. Let the discomfort sit between you, because silence, when intentional, is stronger than any defense. 3. Keep a private record of reality. Jot down what happened, not to prove it later, but to protect your clarity now. When the gaslighting starts again, you'll have a written anchor in the storm. Each note is a small act of rebellion. I still know what I saw. 4. Separate emotion from evidence. You can feel calm and still be right. You can feel angry and still be right. Don't confuse emotional regulation with accuracy. They'll always use your tone to distract from their actions. 5. Reconnect with your intuition. Your body knows before your brain admits it. Trust the tension. Trust the pause. Every time you honor that inner signal, you rebuild your reality. And every time you do, their illusion loses power. You're imagining things. The phrase was never meant to calm you. It was meant to confuse you, to blur the line between their lies and your truth, to make you question the one voice that could save you, your own. But now you know what it really means. It is not a sign that you re-wrong. It is proof that you are seeing something they need to hide. It's their panic disguised as composure. Their fear of being exposed disguised as concern for your sanity. From this moment on, every time you hear that phrase, let it become your alarm, not your doubt. Let it remind you that gaslighting is not insight, it's defense. And the calmer they look while denying the truth, the closer you are to it. You were never imagining things, you were noticing what they were desperate to conceal. And that means you were never crazy, just aware. Keep trusting that awareness, because when you do, their lies stop sounding like logic, and your truth finally starts sounding like freedom. Subscribe to the channel, and don't stop at this video. They're still using tricks you haven't noticed yet. The next video will show you exactly how they do it. And once you see it, you'll never see people the same way again.